decided that the good of the service requires that the appellant, Richard Schoen, be permanently discharged.
Fired, rehired, and today fired again.
This has never happened before.
I'm happy, I'm excited.
I am not surprised.
The decision, the reaction, and what some hope happens now. And that controversial decision is our big story tonight. It took commissioners about an hour to reverse their own ruling from last week and permanently discharge Officer Richard Schoen.
This after one commissioner says he didn't understand the governing legal standards. That decision and reaction is tonight's big story. Let's start with Chip Brewster with more on how the commission can overturn its own ruling. Chip, break it down for us.
As you said, it took less than an hour for them to make that decision. Their original decision came on December 3rd, and that was to reinstate 9-year MPD veteran Richard Schoen. And in the weeks since, the commission has been working to translate that decision into written form. Now, during that process, one commissioner says is when they realized they made a mistake.
My understanding of the governing legal standards was an incorrect one.
A chair for the recently reinstated MPD officer Richard Schoen was empty Tuesday morning at a special fire and police commission meeting. They were there to discuss Schoen's future again.
The decision was rendered.
Schoen's attorney, however, was there. He had fought to get the 9-year veteran officer's job back after Chief Ed Flynn had fired him over this May 2011 incident. Surveillance video shows Schoen punching a handcuffed prisoner, dragging her by her hair and sliding her into a trash can.
Anything further than what you have done thus far in reducing your rendered decision to a written decision would violate not only the statute, but your own rules.
My initial decision was based on an open-ended reasonableness test, and instead in section 14, I see that the inquiry should instead be focused on what is what is for the good of the service.
In simple terms, these 6 words, the good of the service requires, were not included in documentation used to deliberate Schoen's original punishment. Commissioner Michael O'Hare says they also believed the chief had to prove his firing was justified. With these 2 things in mind, they deliberated again and came up with this.
We have reached a unanimous decision, and we have decided that the good of the service requires that the appellant, Richard Schoen, be permanently discharged.
This complete reversal from reinstatement to termination has never been done before by the commission.
The law in Wisconsin provides a basis for judges to take a judgment that is final under 80607 and to modify or change that judgment.
It's important to note the commission did not change its decision on Schoen's guilt in any way, simply the level of discipline he will receive. When asked how commissioners could misunderstand their own governing policies, the commission's executive director replied, essentially, mistakes happen.
We don't have a perfect system of citizen oversight, but we've got one of the best systems out there. The system worked today.
As I had mentioned, the commission was working on translating that original decision into written form. They're still working on a written form of this decision, including today's change in their minds, and they hope to have that out to the public by tomorrow. In it, they say there'll be more explanation as to just what went into the decision, as well as each commissioner's assessment of the overall case against Schoen. For now, though, reporting live outside of Milwaukee City Hall, Chip Brewster, Fox 6 News.
All right, Chip, thank you. Well